Welcome back to another edition of the Mac Attack. I am your host, Sam, the Macias, and with me as my guest, she is a YouTube personality. You can find her on the AfterBuzzTV, Arrow After Show, and on Team Amazian's Speak Nerdy to Me, and there's an after that, the lovely and talented Miss Kaori Takee.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm so glad to be here with you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you never you never been interviewed before, have you?
Never ever. You're my first.
Alright, first question for you. How did you get into covering entertainment like you are right now?
I traveled a lot to other countries, and I've always thought, man, I'm seeing so many things, and there's so many things outside of the States that I want the world to see what's going on. So, coming back to the States, I started thinking, there's a lot of things happening in our little hubs as well, so I want the world to see that, and I want to report that and talk about it. So that's kind of what it came about.
How long have you been doing this for?
I have been doing this, I really started hunkering down in 2011, so I've been doing it for about 3 years now, and every year, you keep going and you keep going, and it gets easier and easier and more fun and more entertaining.
Now, what kind of steps you had to take while going through your process of where you are right now?
Steps, you mean?
Yeah.
Steps. Well, I mean, I think everyone's journey is different. But for me, I, talked to people that were already kind of established and asked them how they got there, just like you were doing. Then I took some classes. Always network. It's important to be good to people around you. Not for networking, but it is important in general just to be good, because you never know when it comes back to you. It's not about it doesn't have to come back to the same person, but just be good because it's going to be karma your way. So anyway, my journey is because stay good to people because it's important. Take classes and learn, find out what your niche is and what you're comfortable with. And I realized throughout the journey, you just got to be yourself, and eventually everything comes into place. That makes sense.
This is great advice.
Yeah, talk a lot.
Hey, that's great. When did you first start on the AfterBuzzTV?
I started there in 2012, 13? Yeah, 2000. 1 or 2 years ago. I started out on the Desperate Housewives after show. So whenever that show was ending, I started there. There you have it.
Now, for those of you that don't know, what does the AfterBuzzTV show usually do? What shows do they cover after they air?
Okay. Well, AfterBuzz does over 100 shows a week now. We have 3 studios, 3 screening rooms, and basically what they do is it's a hub of super fans who happen to also be hosts, but super fans on a specific show, and we like to go in, sit down, watch the show together, and then right after the show we go into the studio and talk about it. It's great because imagine a TV show you love and you get to talk about it with people you get along with, and you get to even watch the show with people you love. So it's a really great place to be.
Now, what shows do you cover usually on that?
Oh, it varies. I do some wrestling shows. I do Once Upon a Time right now, Sailor Moon Crystal, which I absolutely love, and Total Divas, and American Top.
Now, how long have you been a WWE fan or pro wrestling fan?
So I started off when I was a little kid, and I absolutely loved wrestling, and that era, the Attitude Era was great. And then when that kind of disappeared, I stopped watching it for a while, and when I started getting into hosting again, that's when it kind of reunited, because at the time I was dating a guy who absolutely loved wrestling, and I'm like, I used to watch this as a kid, and I'm like, wow, this is different. It's not as great as Attitude Era, but it's great, it's good, So yeah, now I'm back.
Now, which wrestler do you pretty much grew up with? Like, which wrestler was you see yourself with most of the time?
The one most memorable to me, they don't stand out. I think it's the most definitely Hulk Hogan, because it's like the staple, the Rock of that generation. And then I would definitely say, what's his name? Randy Savage.
He was great.
Yeah, he was so good. He had crazy personality, and the storylines were awesome. He was a great.
Now, on WWE, the past couple of years for the road to Survivor Series haven't been great,
Yes.
to say the least, from the past. How do you feel they're going on this year with the Team Cena versus Team Authority?
You know, I'm actually kind of excited about Survivor Series, despite the fact that the most important title isn't really around. And I think that's the strangest thing of all, is that whoever Brock Lesnar has this title and he's not really defending it. And that's frustrating. And that's just kind of a trend that I've been seeing happening for the past year, that whether someone has the IC title or the US title, they're not really defending their title, and it's kind of frustrating. But in terms of Team Cena and Team Authority, I think that's kind of nice. It's kind of different. I haven't been really that hyped up about being in WWE pay-per-views in a while. But yeah, it's kind of exciting. However, I do want to see more with the Divas. They always have like 2-minute matches.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that because they're gradually getting momentum. They have this total Divas after show. People have like controversial love and hate for it. I think it's a good thing. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I think what they're going with right now with Team Authority and Team Cena, it's really up and down with how they dealing with the character of Ryback. Have him start off as, he can come back as a comeback face, but then turn heel again and then come back face. I really don't know with WWE and their creative team what they're really thinking of right now. But at the end of Raw last week with Luke Harper, really got me back into it.
Good. Yeah, they always do that. When it comes to WWE, it's always like, I'm so tired of it. And then suddenly they throw in someone and you're like, okay, maybe I might stick around.
You think having the Wyatt family separated actually benefits them more?
I think it's about time. I think it's a good thing. It's just like, it depends how they do it. You know, if they mess it up and do it in a very trashy way, they can completely go the other way. But I think they're doing it correctly. I think it's good. I like this Bray Ambrose thing happening. They did it really well with the Shield.
Yeah.
You know, so I like it.
Now, like you alluded to earlier, with Brock Lesnar not being there, does Brock Lesnar, with not having the WWE title there, hurt WWE right now?
I think it could. I think right now, what's hurting them more is that they're not selling enough for the WWE Network.
Well, it's free right now.
It's
for the whole
free,
month.
$3.99 right now for the whole month. But you know, Brock Lesnar's, I like him a lot, and you know, I would say I think UFC people don't like him very much. But are you a UFC fan?
Yes.
And so, what do you think of Brock Lesnar?
I think as a fighter, Brock Lesnar came into like probably one of the dominant performances, beating, I think it was Heath Herring in his second fight.
Okay.
Who was a really established fighter, and his third fight being a guy like Randy Couture, who was on the heels of his career, but still being a guy like that stature, and then beating Frank Mir and Shane Carwin back to back, really established him as a UFC fighter. But as a personality, he's really, I don't know if he's all there because he's signed in WWE.
Yeah, well, and in the WWE, he doesn't have much personality either, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't get to talk much. All he really does is have Heyman as his voice. Yeah. I think it could eventually hurt them, especially if he doesn't go out there and defend his title
On a daily basis.
at least pay-per-views and the big ones, you know. And so they managed to make it okay in the Survivor Series, but he better be showing up at the next pay-per-view, the next big one. And TLC, he better be there, you know. Like, I want
If he does show up at TLC, would they put him in the TLC match with Cena?
I mean, that would be great. That would be awesome, but sometimes I think maybe that's like too awesome for creative to do it.
Gotta speak up. The noise. Speak up.
No, you and Campia and John Campia do the Arrow Live after show. Well, I don't know if it's live. Is it live?
It is live now.
Okay.
It is.
It's the live after show on the Stream.tv. How's it like going from what John calls it all the time, Studio E to the Stream.tv studio?
It's fun, you know. The Campions are really good people, and they're like one of my best friends. It's plural. And so, whether we're going to the stream or just hanging out, it's good. And, we don't talk much during the screening. We just kind of keep keep it down and quiet until we go on air because we don't want to give anything away. So.
Yep.